I'm going to start in the throat chakra with purity today. The truth that you may or may not wish to hear. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. It's Words of Wisdom Tarot, where we use the chakras to give language to what we inherently know as women and the permission to trust it. Happy day. It's a beautiful day here in Alberta today. The energies have been off the charts. For those of you who may be new here, I talk about energies and tarot and chakras and all the good things. I have been struggling with sleep. Hot, cold, dreams, weird dreams. I've had people reach out to me today and yesterday talking about headaches, body aches, inability to sleep, tossing, turning, sweating, weird dreams, all kinds of stuff. There are some major solar flares hitting the earth. I just follow people who know things and I just share them. But there's some major solar flares hitting the earth that will be upsetting things. The Schumann resonance is finally settling down. So the upgrades to the third eye and crown chakra are finally lifting. So I don't know about you, but I can certainly think a lot better today. So just hang in there. The energies are shifting in our favor. Hopefully we'll be able to sleep tonight because the full moon energies have now passed as well. Alrighty. So let's see what's happening in the Divine Collective today. In the root chakra, rainbow waterfall and miracles in the sacral chakra, willow spirit and flexibility in the solar plexus, mystic meadow and sanctuary in the heart chakra, unicorn and purity in the throat chakra, Pegasus and transcending in the third eye chakra, and stag spirit leadership in the crown chakra. All right. Oh my. I'm going to start in the throat chakra with purity today. The reason I'm going to start with that is because I mentioned the other day that I'm offering spiritual paramedic sessions where when you're having a moment in your life where you need to talk to somebody and you can't reach your therapist and you don't have a friend that can help you through things and you need someone to tell you the truth, this would be a session that you would book. Because I have a way of cutting through the noise and getting to the truth and speaking the truth. The truth that you may or may not wish to hear. Most people don't want to hear it, but once they hear it, they're thankful because no one else around them would tell them the truth like that. I just had someone this morning say to me, I'm really grateful that you told me the truth. She said, no one else would say that to me. She says, and you post things on Facebook sometimes, and she says, I just sit there and go, wow, I would never post that. She says, but you are honest and you're truthful, and it's helping her change her perspective on some things that she was really keeping the blinders on in her life. This is what this card is speaking about. We're all here to speak a truth of some kind. And the world, because it's become inverted the way that it has, the truth has become an issue. The truth has become made false, and the things that are false have been made true, right? So we need to be speaking with a clarity and a purity and a remembrance of what the truth is. We need to hold on to those truths and communicate them clearly to others, because in communicating that truth clearly to others, we empower others to see those truths within themselves. Okay? We can't Can't lead a horse to water and make it drink, but you can plant seeds. And by speaking the truth and keeping the truth alive, this is how we are going to start shifting things. We're not allowing things to be brushed under the rug anymore. We're speaking the truth. And that is, this card is yelling at me, but I don't think it's next. Hang on. Yes, and that is a sign of leadership. So stag spirit. Many of us have been put on the planet at this time in this craziness. We actually signed up for this because we are here to lead in, they call it the new earth, but we're here to lead in change. We are here to remind people of what things used to be like, what things can be like, tell them how things used to be before all things went wrong. And that's long before 2020. Because once the gentlemen decided that they had figured all the things out, they started putting their thumb on the women folk, right? This stag spirit, this leadership card, is speaking about how you're here to be communicating those truths to help the collective transcend the wisdom and the knowledge they think they have and actually step into the knowledge they do have inherently within them. And that doesn't mean everybody's going to have that knowledge within them. There's a lot of NPCs who just have a program and that's what they follow and that's it. But there are people out there that are looking to find their voice, to be in this new energy, because we are in 5D energies now officially. Many of us have been feeling them for years, but we're officially there. That is where this enlightenment in the root chakra comes in, because the energies are changing and this enlightenment needs to start in the root chakra, because as humans, we are born into our root chakra, and our root chakra is where we learn about family and we learn about society and we learn how to become a human. But we're taught from the lens of the people who were taught from the lens of the people before them, right? So we're being taught from the lens of the narrative of the time, plus whatever the narrative was before that was ingrained into our parents. So, and then we've tried breaking those cycles and handed down different things. And now we're at a point where the root chakra is like, okay, we've cleared all that stuff. We know where all the problems are. Now enlightenment can come in, but enlightenment needs to start in the root chakra. The change in belief system starts in the root chakra. All of these things start in the root chakra. So it makes complete sense that as we speak more and more about this truth, as we step more into this 5D energy, this enlightenment in our root chakra is going to change how we view the world. It's going to change how we view our lives. It's going to bring in miracles, things that we never anticipated. Sacral chakra. This is, when we leave the root chakra, we move into the sacral chakra as adults. This is where we start testing everything that we were taught. This is also where we bring our limiting beliefs to. When miracles start to happen, it helps to clear out a lot of the beliefs that we have, that life is difficult, that our parents taught us wrong, whatever limiting beliefs we're bringing up from the root chakra and what our own personal experience has taught us about life. Miracles come in to show us that someone's listening. We're always supported, we're always heard. It just may not come in the way that we expect. But there's a lot of us that are due a miracle or two after the last many years that many of us have had. So just keep your eye out for those miracles, and maybe they come through a dream, or maybe you sit down and you get creative, because I'm kind of being shown someone sitting and like drawing something and then coloring it in and then having a moment, aha. you'll know what that miracle is when it comes in. In your solar plexus, we have the flexibility card, the Willow Spirit. Because things are changing in the root chakra, and because we're open to miracles in the sacral chakra, we have to have flexibility as to how, like I was just saying about the miracles, about how it comes into us. We don't always get things the way that we think we need them, but we always get them in the way that, the way that we think we want them, but we always get them in the way that we need them. Even if it doesn't, align completely with what we thought we wanted, it usually turns out to be better. So this card's asking you to have some flexibility in how you receive, which is interesting because receiving is very much a feminine aspect and a feminine trait, but this is coming in your masculine, in the solar plexus, and saying, in the masculine energy, you need to also learn how to receive. I mean, there's a lot of hustle and a lot of hustle and a lot of hustle, but do we ever just kind of give this side of our body a moment to just breathe and say, yeah, got it over here in the feminine, just chill for a minute. So just, and it's funny, this is the 48 card, and in numerology, when you collapse that down, it's a 3, and a 3 comes back to creativity. I feel like this card is just asking you to give your masculine a bit of a break and be flexible and allow for more flow. And in your heart, we have the Mystic Meadow and its sanctuary. So knowing what you know, knowing that enlightenment is starting to change the root chakra energies of the collective, knowing that miracles can be expected in the energies that we're in, being flexible about how those miracles can come to us, knowing that we're here to take leadership and help the collective transcend through speaking a pure truth. The sanctuary card is in the heart chakra is telling you that you are your own sanctuary. This is about making sure that you are creating sanctuary in your world to help you balance out these energies. Wow, I feel like I'm getting called out. Moving back to the reading. I can give you a reason why for me that this card would come up. So this spiritual paramedic call that I did one the other day with a very close friend of mine who she thought she needed support for her so she could support her partner better. And I basically said to her, and what is he doing to support you? And how much of this is not healthy relationship stuff. And I just laid it all out for her. I need to have sanctuary for those calls because very often the truth comes out, and it comes out very blunt. There is no sugarcoating on it. And for the last couple of days, I've been like, oh my goodness, like I hope I didn't do her any further traumatic damage or anything along that line. I've never ever re-traumatized anybody, but this is a really good friend of mine. And today she said, oh no, she says, I got off the call with you and I called my crisis therapist because you took the blinders off of what I wasn't looking at, and now I needed to know how to move forward in my life. She said, I'm okay. I'm like, okay. So we all need sanctuary, and thankfully for me, I have friends who I can confide in and share these things with and say, oh, like I'm hoping this, that this is all good. This is the first time I've ever had a moment where even just sitting in my own heart wasn't enough for me. And so as I'm doing more of these spiritual paramedic calls, I'm going to have to make sure that I take care of myself. That's that leadership piece, is always taking care of yourself so that you can take care of others, creating that sanctuary so you can speak your truth, so you can help people transcend, right? So make sure that you have sanctuary in your world that will help you move these energies, because most of us are transmuting these energies on a daily basis of some kind, whether you're transmuting energies from the other side. You're transmuting from the guides, you're transmuting from the angels, you're transmuting collective energies like I do. You're transmuting something. And these energies are getting more intense, and they're not going to be letting up anytime soon. So make sure that you have some sanctuary in your world where you're pouring love back into yourself and taking very good care of yourself. Okay? And that's it. That's what the cards have for you today. If something in here resonated with you, please give this video a like, share, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, all the good social media things so that the YouTube algorithms can find my videos and share them with other people just like you. If something in here gave you a moment to pause and you'd like to go deeper, my link tree is in the bio, my link tree is in my description box below. And as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and have a great day. I love you. Mwah.